I got a photo editing secret that blew my mind when I first discovered it, and I'm going to show it to you in this video. Coming right up. Hi, I'm Robert Maxfield. I'm a concert and music photographer in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, and welcome to Max Concert Photography, where we discuss everything concert photography related. And today we're going to discuss something that covers the whole everything about photography, and that's going to be called white balance, and we're going to go over that right now. Okay, I'll be real honest. I work differently than a lot of other people, and sometimes I catch a lot of crap like I just caught this last week. I had a guy on one of the forums come out and tell me that, hey, you're not any good because you don't shoot in any low light at all. And I got thinking, I'm looking at my portfolio. Let me take a peek. And I look there and I go, that's low light, that's low light, that's low light, that's low light. And I got thinking, but they look like daylight. That's because they're supposed to. They're supposed to look like regular daylight, and that's the point. My concert work looks a lot like if you were shooting in daylight. My indoor stuff that's done in the dark looks quite similar to the stuff that's shot in daylight. And granted, I do shoot a lot of daylight because I do shoot a lot of festivals and things like that. But I do shoot quite a bit of inside low light work. And I got looking at it and I thought, what's this guy talking about? But come to find out, it's the way I edit and the way I work with my photos. And the first thing I'll tell you is I don't use anything automatic on my camera except white balance. That's the only thing that is set on my camera. On this camera and the one that's just like it, it's set to auto white balance, and that is the only thing that is there. And you can see it right there, auto white balance. Okay, so why is that important? Well, with auto white balance, it tries to balance everything, I guess, for white. And under concert conditions, you get a lot of purples and reds and greens and blues and yellows, and you get all kinds of weird lighting in different colors. And I just let the camera pick what it wants to do. Now you say, well, okay, but what's the important part? The important part is after I've got the photograph taken and I get it back into the studio and I start to use Photoshop and Camera Raw on it, I change a few things. And the first thing I change is the photograph to be presented at 5,000 Kelvin, which is standard daylight. And what that does is it kind of neuters those real whacked out, the severe reds and blues and the problems, the colors that everybody has problems with, the greens, the yellows. It makes it daylight, which is different. And then I do a couple other things right to it. So what I do next is I take and I reduce the saturation and vibrance, and that takes a lot of the harsh color out of the photograph. And then I look at it from there and I adjust the dehaze and the sharpness, and pretty much that's all I really have to do to the photograph. So any photograph that you take, even in auto white balance, it's not going to give, even if you're in auto white balance, it's not going to give you white either 5,000 degree Kelvin to 6,500 degree Kelvin. It's either going to be way above or way below, and you're going to need to make that adjustment to get pure white or reasonable white that looks like daylight. What it's actually doing is it's taking the whole scene that you see through your viewfinder and it's averaging all the colors and all the stuff that's going on in the viewfinder, and it comes up with what it thinks is close to what auto white balance should be. And in a lot of cases in low light, you'll find it somewhere the white balance to be 38, 33. In fact, one of the photos in this video that I showed already was at 3250. So you have to raise it from 3250 to 5000 to make it look normal. Okay, so this part is not only important to concert photographers, but it's important to every photographer. When you take photos and you go in to edit and you're shooting for something that looks like normal light that the eye would see, you need to adjust the white balance to something that is close to daylight, or what you perceive as close to daylight. And in my case, that's 5,000 degree Kelvin, and that's what I like to select. So if you're at the zoo and you're taking pictures indoors under regular fluorescent light, it's going to have a different cast than if you're taking photos at the zoo of, say, a kangaroo in tungsten light, like regular bulbs. It's going to have a whole different kind of look. So what an auto white balance will try to make sense of it, but to be honest, it doesn't do a real good job of giving you pure what the eye normally would think about seeing. So at that point, when you bring it into Camera Raw or Photoshop or whatever you use for your photo editing, you need to adjust that white balance to something that is similar to within that daylight range, which is 5,000 degree Kelvin to 6,500 degree Kelvin, and that will bring it to make it look something sort of normal. So now that you know the secret to white balance, and I'm going to show you some concert photos that I've taken that can be easily, if you look real quick, can be thought of as being shot in daylight at a daylight festival, when they were definitely shot indoors and were adjusted in Photoshop and color corrected. So you get a good idea. But for me, my photographs at concerts indoors, I'm sorry, people don't have to look like little green men or space aliens, or they don't have to look like lobsters, be pink and blue and all that stuff. I want them to look like they are standing right here from me to you in normal light outside. I want them to look like normal people with a little bit of tinge or cast for the color to show that they're actually on stage performing. I don't want anything really blown out or mutant. And I'm going to show you some photos right now, and you decide.